Okay, I want to see if you guys can see me. I did not abandon you guys. Can you see me? I want to see if somebody can. Oop, oop, oop. I want to see if somebody can see me. I don't know what happened. I'm so devastated. I was just talking and talking, and I couldn't end the live, and it was driving me crazy. So I want to stay on until I get some people back on. I don't want people to think I just left being rude. So I'm here back again. So I'm just gonna sit here until I think I have one person watching. Is that me? I have no idea. But I did end the live. Oh, thank you so much. I did end the live. I have no idea what happened. I was talking and I tried to end it and the screen froze. I X'd out the YouTube and I have no idea. I don't know what happened. I don't know, man. I think the ghost of Blackistan is trying to get me. So I don't know what happened. I was just talking and out of nowhere my live went away. So I don't know. I'm all hot with powder in my nose here. The ghost of Blackistan, Uzbekistan. That's my favorite one. So if you were listening to my last live, thank you so much. My sincere apologies for having my communication disrupted. I'm not a YouTube expert, so I was trying to revamp it. So I was talking about, what Black women can do to resolve this quagmire. So this is going to be the good part of the video. Probably you guys need a little intermission. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I think it's so simplistic what Black women need to do to be happy. And sometimes when things are really simple, we overlook it because in life, sometimes we've been taught that things have to be severely complicated for them to be, functional. And that's not true. If you're going to do something every day, most of the time it's simplistic. You don't have to do complicated things. So again, I have my Laws of Enchantress page, and that's a main page I have. It's a closed page. Anyone can join. It's closed. From that page, I launched my program, which is the Laws of Enchantress Learning Club. So you make a one-time investment. It's a lifelong club, and every 2 weeks I come out with different videos and programs that focus on getting the Black woman healed, whole, and ultimately happily married with prosperity. And the way you do that is through a process. So I can't tell you everything here because, of course, people are paying for the group. But the one thing magical about the group, women are being loved. Not, I'm not. I'm not looking to branch away from Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and I have my. If you guys don't know, I have my Laws of Enchantress YouTube channel, and you can look it up. It's the Laws of the Enchantress. I don't think there's a lot of other channels with that name. So if you look it up, you can subscribe. I'm not looking to branch away from anything. I'm perfectly. Thank you so much, JC. I'm perfectly happy with everything. I'm really happy. So what I want to talk about is marriage for women of color, Black women. And someone wrote me an interesting, hey Chanelli, somebody wrote me an interesting letter. So a Black lady said to me that she doesn't know why I promote marriage for Black women because she's been married and it was horrible for her. Her letter is right here. I don't want to say her name because confidential. But she said to me in her marriage it was the worst time of her life. She worked 2, 3 jobs. Her husband was ungrateful. Husband was verbally abusive. She said he got more abusive verbally as she tried to leave, which she ultimately did. So she said that, for her, her marriage was a prison. It was the worst experience of her life. So I wrote back to her and I said, thank you for sharing your experience. I know it's not easy to share your experience, especially when you can see who the person is. But I told her that's why I'm promoting traditional marriage. And the reason why is because what we're doing today is not working. It's just not working. And we're in a very extreme liberal society that wants to talk and speak for the Black woman, where we're not allowed to speak, we're not allowed to have an ideology. Mainstream media is all around non-minority women. That's all I'm going to say about that. So when I do my Laws of Enchantress program, I focus on traditionalism. Because when you get married as a woman, your marriage should be the most important thing. But why should you honor a marriage that doesn't honor you? Why should you honor a marriage that doesn't protect for you, provide for you? Why should you honor a marriage where you're not the foundation of it? You're not your happiness. And a lot of Black women go into these marriages Some of them are professionals, some of them are lawyers, some of them are engineers, and they write to me and they're not happy because they're basically living with another alpha. A lot of these black women who work, they're alpha males. And it doesn't work to have two of the same. Even in math, you know, it doesn't work. And a lot of black women don't know that the simplistic of it is when you get married, being traditional is your rightful role. I'm not saying you can't be a professional, can't have a career, but you have to make a decision with your husband. What is going to be the predominant theme of your marriage? Meaning that, are you going to work? And if you do work, how many hours? What is the essence of it? What's happening? Because now we're seeing a declining marriage, even in non-minority demographics, and rightfully so, because women feel like this is not working for me. I'm working 60 hours a week. I'm tired. I still have to come home and cook and clean and laundry and grocery shop and dry clean. God forbid I have kids. I got to take care of them. Got to wash the kids. I got to take care of the kids. I got to take the kids to the doctor. I got to do this and that. So a lot of women are feeling the pinch of it, but nobody feels it more than the minority woman. Because number one, she doesn't feel well. She's out there working very rigorous jobs. She's on her foot. She's working probably 40 hours, more than 40 hours a week. Hey, Michelle. And I'm trying to tell black women, the marriage as you are doing it is not the right way. Thank you so much. The marriage as you are doing it is not the right way. And then you can't even take care of yourself. My parents have been married for over 41 years. And in that 41 years of marriage, I saw my mom be the predominant home management. I hate to use the word stay at home because it's a lie. We were always going out. She took us to the Botanic Garden, Metropolitan Museum. That's how I became a big ass nerd, because she was always engaging us in social activities, and she was dedicated. Every single day, my mom had an agenda. I learned how to cook from her. I learned how to clean from her, balance a checkbook from her, save money from her. Like truly, develop my feminine. And when I looked around me, a lot of my female friends weren't like that. They didn't know how to. And normally, I talked about this in other videos, a lot of my friends used to come over to my house. Like my mom was always cooking and baking cookies. And I realized that was feminine central energy. And that attracts a man, and that keeps a man, and that attracts you and keeps you. It's like an infinity loop. But a lot of black women are very masculinized. They're working like men, they're acting like men, they're tired like men, they don't get taken care of, and eventually, I don't care how much money you're making. That's not what men are wired to stay with. I don't care. That's why when a guy has mad money, the first thing he looks for is the prettiest girl he can find. And at first we get angry. We call them shallow. We call them pigs. We call them assholes. But the reason why is because femininity and beauty are one in a kind. Normally, women that are beautiful tend to be feminine, but you don't have to be this perfect image of beauty. You don't have to. I'm not perfect. There's some wig and makeup. I'm not perfect, but you don't have to. It's something from the inside. That's why you see a lot of basic girls bagging these dream guys, and you're like, oh shit, how is this happening? And it's because they have a certain central energy inside. It's not the outside. I know a lot of badass black girls with fat asses and big boobs, and they cannot keep a man more than a week because they're so broken inside. They're hateful, they're hurt, anxiety, paranoia. They have everything going, but they never heal themselves. So you can get all the surgery. Hey, Michaela, you can get all the plastic. It doesn't matter. You're going to attract what you believe you are. And a lot of black women don't feel empowered to be feminine, to be vulnerable. If you think I'm bullshitting you, when a guy got money, think about it. When a guy got money, thank you, Sofani. When a guy got money, who does he go for? Does he go out there and say, let me find a girl let me see who could bring to the table. Let me see what she could bring to the table. No, he does not. When the guy got money, he go out there and tries to find a feminine woman who makes him feel what? More masculine. Remember, we are the receivers. Men are the givers. Men are born to give. The guys that are complaining about giving and providing, they can't do it, son. That's why they're complaining. It's like the fox and the sour grapes. They can't do it. So of course, if I'm a man and I'm broke and I'm ashy, I ain't got no money, of course I'm gonna tell these dumb females what you bring to the table. And I'm gonna question you and I'm gonna bombard you every single fucking chance I get, because that's what I'm gonna do. Because I ain't got it. I ain't got it. One time I had a conversation with a guy And he was asking me what I brought to the table. When I was like, oh, I got an education, I got 2 degrees, and I own property, blah, blah. He got quiet, son. He ain't had nothing. He wasn't expecting that response. He wasn't expecting that response. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't even acknowledge them. And men that have money want to provide because that is their role. If I was unattractive, if I looked like Bigfoot, if my shoulders were the size of a football field, if when I open my mouth I got one tooth dangling like a finger, it don't matter if my credit score was up there. It don't matter if I own 5 houses in Georgia, Savannah. It don't matter if my breath is hotter than a block. It don't matter. Men are not wired that way. That's why I laugh. You think right now, if I had another eye, an extra eyeball in between my nose, and I had a beard coming out my face, you really think it would matter what I bring to the table? What I bring? Black women, you are 60% of all the degrees in your community. Black women, you are the #1 entrepreneur demographic in the United States. Black women, you are the most educated segment in American society. Black women, you are 80% of all black households in America. Black women, you are there doing the damn thing. Do you see men run into you? You really think men are wired to react to your degree? You think men are wired to react to someone? No, they don't care. How many times do we as black women kiss our teeth and roll our eyes when we see a rich rapper, basketball, or any type of rich man end up with a stripper or a hooker or someone we consider unsavory? And we're like, fuck. And we get mad. But we never sit down and ask the question why. We never do the deep dive. Because doing the deep dive is too painful. And the deep dive is those women are feminine. They may be ratchet. They may be a thought-o-matic, transform and hoe out like Optimus Prime. But they exude femininity. And when I say femininity, I keep telling females, it's not wigs, it's not makeup. You like that, right? Thought-o-matic, transform and hoe out. But that's the truth. And I'm not saying you gotta be a stripper or a thought-o-matic, but the lesson is, look what's happening. You're not going to see a basketball player want to date a female basketball player. You're not going to see a male football player look for a female version of a female football player. So what do? You're a black woman. You're hearing this video. What do you do? I want happiness, Connie. I want marriage. I want to talk about that for a second. Don't let people tell you that marriage is bad unless they're getting engagement rings. If they're not getting proposed to, you see this? This is a ring. If nobody's trying to put the ring on their finger, they don't have the authority to tell people that they don't want to get married. That's all I have to say. If no one's asking you, if no one's asking you, you don't have the authority to say, "Oh, I don't want to get married." That's like me saying, I don't want $1 million. I don't want a Bugatti. I don't want a McLaren. I don't want a Mercedes-Benz. Really? Because no one's offering you. You can't say no, and you can't make decisions on things you don't want. And black women, we are the best fucking wives on the planet. We make our men so happy. I'm talking about the alpha men, the successful men, the prosperity men. We don't gotta do what Cold Pum Pum Betty does. I don't want to tell you who Cold Pum Pum Betty is, but you can figure it out. We don't got to do, you have to understand, when people tell you to do stuff, they're doing it from their capacity. A lot of women don't have sensuality. You know who I'm talking about. She can't season chicken neither. A lot of women don't have the draw to make the man fall in love. They're cold, they're icy. She can't even wash the chicken out the package, but y'all taking relationship advice from her. It makes no sense. She's telling you what she can do with her lack. You're operating on her handicaps, and you have an abundance of sensuality. You have an abundance of sexuality, and you can get both. You can get a prosperous man who's going to pay for you, drop money on you, and actually be in love with you. Well, she's winning because she fucking rigged the game. She's winning because she's a thief. Put it like this. If you got Usain Bolt and Sophia, you got Usain Bolt and you in a race. and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna win this race, and Usain looks at you like, okay, that's not gonna happen. And before the race starts, you take this, pretend it's a wrench. You take this and you lick Usain on his ankle. You mash up his ankle, right? You mash it up, and he's limping in pain. And you're like, on your marks, get set, go, and you win. Is that fair? You are handicapped. You're living in a society that is so racist. You're living in a society that's socially against black women, but we have immense opportunity. We just got to see it. You can't let people tell you when it's okay to have big lips, when it's okay to have a big ass, when it's okay to have hips, and then, because by the time they tell you it's okay, they're going to appropriate it from you and tell you, oh, it's mine. So we're in an age right now where I'm on YouTube. This was never happening 20 years ago. We can empower ourselves. Instead of wasting time talking about Blackistan, instead of waiting for the random dumb thing people do for Nagasaki, empower ourselves, form a community, uplift ourselves, change our image. We can do it. Let me tell you something. I never thought in my lifetime that I would take off my wig and wear my natural hair. I never thought in my lifetime I'll actually give a shit about growing out my natural hair as I'm doing under these braids. But because of social media, I'm never gonna forget the first image I ever saw of natural hair on mainstream was on Instagram, no, it was on Facebook, 2008. And I'm not gonna forget where I was. I was in Florida. That's actually impactful for me. And I was in my hotel. I was working for David's Bridal, and I was like, oh shit. And I couldn't believe that I saw that. You have to understand, this is why they're scared. This is why the election went this way. We have social media. If we start loving each other and honoring each other and talking about all complexions, all hair textures, wigs, plastic, I don't care what it is, but if we start a momentum, they can't stop it. I hate to say this, but look at Donald Trump. I know you guys probably don't like him, but a big part of his success was he manhandled that social media, son. He was on Twitter and he connected to his people. He connected to his demographics. They only listened to him. Why can't we do the same? We did it with the natural hair movement. You got a bunch of girls wearing natural hair, growing out their hair, caring about their textures. And I'm telling you, you are more powerful black women than you know. Why do you think lips are in style? Because social media couldn't control what was going on to the web. So they try to appropriate that because God forbid we become the icon of beauty. Why do you think ass came into style? 2008 is when Facebook opened. 2008. And isn't it funny? 2008 is when ass came into mainstream. But what's happening is that we're not the ones pushing these trends. We're not the ones behind it. So they appropriate it and run with it, and we don't get credit for it. Because think about it, my sisters. Think about it. Right now, ass is in style, right? Lips is in style, right? Curves is in style, right? Hourglass is in style, right? Tanning is in style, right? Okay? And people are rocking natural hair. The black woman should be the number one woman. Exactly. TA, everybody read what TA said. Look at the response LeBron got when he praised, and he said colored women. And you have black women who are coming after him. You know what I'm saying? You have black women that were coming after him. And it's crazy. No, Sophia, you can break through the racism. I'm telling you, it's how we project ourselves. First of all, I'll tell you the steps. If you guys are interested, you should join my Laws of Enchantress page. Okay? And it was white men and white women who came after LeBron. But you had a couple of black girls who were pissed because he didn't say colored. I'm like, shh, don't do that. When not in public. Like they know who he meant. They know who he meant, and they was pissed. Because they're threatened. They are threatened. All it takes is one or two men of status to open their mouth, and it's a fucking wrap. I'm telling you, I grew up in the big lips was ugly phase, and they appropriated, now it's good. I grew up in the big ass is ugly phase, and they appropriated, and now it's good. I'm telling you, black women, you don't need the newspaper. You don't need MSNBC. You don't need CNN. If we come back together, it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. So I'm going to tell you what you can do. The first thing you got to do is be very sensitive to the imagery of black women and disassociate yourself to anything that pulls down our imagery. Pull down the imagery. That's what you got to do. How could you doubt your power as a black woman? And we made this progress. So the number one you got to do is if you're gonna have a plan, you have to have a plan. You have to have a specific strategy. So the first thing you want to do as black women is raise each other up and love each other in public. No more dissing each other, no more trolling each other, because every drop in the bucket counts. So you want to make sure that you're loving each other, you're honoring each other in public, you're giving accolades, you're doing that. Okay? Exactly. Number two, you have to have an agenda. If you're dating, we can't date like Becky. Okay? We cannot date. Hey, Chi Chi, we cannot date like Becky. And what I mean by we can't date like Becky is that Becky, for now, is the chosen wife of the American society. So when she's out there swinging pom pom like crazy, she knows when she gets 28, that husband train is right on time. That husband train, we don't have that luxury, and I don't want to be like her. She's telling you go out there, Sex in the City, and you take it too far, and you be mad liberal with your shit, and then you turn around and Becky's married, living in Central Park, pushing her stroller, and you're like, what the fuck happened, son? It happened to me. I had a friend just like that. I won't tell you who, but it happened to me. Where I had a friend that was very liberal, very white, and she was slinging that coochie like a slingshot. And all of a sudden, overnight, she got married, got a husband, got a kid, and became the perfect Betty Crocker. Everything she told me, she was against. You cannot follow them. When they talk about liberalism and stuff, you can't follow them. So as black women, we have to hold a prestige and date for marriage. Date for marriage. If you don't want to date for marriage, now's a good time to leave the conversation, because we're talking about prosperity, generational wealth, and hypergamy. It's not that hard. But if you start dating and you got a purpose for dating, especially women like us who aren't seen in that light, it's up to us to be our marketing and branding 101. Of course you can do it. I'm not special. I made sure the next time I dated that I'm dating for marriage, love, prosperity, a leader, provider, Christian. You make your own list. Exactly. And look how Almond Joy, very intelligent. Look how impactful it was. Look how devastating it was that LeBron James said that. They was burning inside. And they knew exactly what he meant. They knew he was uplifting a demographic that socially has been seeing a lot of stigmatism. Where's those same white people when they calling us a hoe and calling us a thought? When the rappers is putting credit card down our butt cheeks and talk about tip drill, it must be her ass because it ain't her face. Where's the same response when we're being dragged out of the Waffle House? Oh, I'm a very proud, devout Christian. I'm a Roman Catholic Christian. And I am so sick also of this negative movement hijacking Christianity. If you want to go to the church of 4 chicken wings and hot sauce, where they tell you you can beat your ass and get dragged, please leave that. If you want to go to the church of 4 chicken wings and buttered biscuits, where you don't use Christianity as an excuse because you went to Daquan's sermon and Daquan was asking for $1,000 plate, you have the option. There's over 20,000 sects of Christianity. You choose. Connie, at what official age do you think society looks down? I mean, I don't know, because we're in a quagmire where white female liberals are lying to you and telling you that marriage is slavery and marriage is bad. And a lot of black women who can't have marriage are absorbing this message and spewing this toxicity back to you. And a lot of you are believing that this is the truth. A lot of you are thinking that this is appropriate, and it's not. So we're in a society where if you went outside right now and say, fuck marriage, all the white girls were like, yay! But it's bullshit, because they do anything to protect their patriarchy. There's a reason why 52%, exactly, Michelle, I love Michelle. I hope you on my Laws of Enchantress page, because there are women in my Laws of Enchantress page who are getting married, And I just started my page May 1st. If you don't believe me, go on to Laws of Enchantress page and just put a status. Hey, who's in Connie's group? Who's getting married? I made my Laws of Enchantress coaching with a specific agenda to get black women happily married. And I'm not talking about just any old. My ladies are getting lavished. They're getting gifts. One of my girls got courted. I can't tell you her name is. She got an iPhone. My other girl's getting watches like she a watch shop. And it's not about pimping. They're truly using their feminine sacred power. They're using the power of a domestic goddess. Because when you are more feminine, you attract the alpha male. The alpha male can't resist femininity. Femininity is like kryptonite for an alpha male. And I'm not talking about these ashies who can't give you shit regardless, even if you're Halle Berry. I'm talking about the real men who are prosperous, who wants to provide. I'm not special more than anybody else. And that's why I made that group. I did the homework. And I started dating a guy a month after that I met on a public Facebook page. Someone was doing a very small interracial dating page. And I didn't think I was going to find anybody. And what did LeBron do? LeBron was bigging up. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. But if you're not on my Laws of Enchantress page, I suggest you go on the page. The main page is free. If you want to do the Laws of Enchantress program, it's a one-time investment of $199, but you get everything. You get books, it's nonstop. It's a lifetime investment, not lifetime investment, but a one-time fee, and you get a lifetime. It's great. It never stops. Every 2 weeks, there's different programs. I coordinate with matchmakers, relationship experts. We talk about manifestation, feminine healing, sacred everything. And I said, I'm here to make results. I'm here to get black women happily married. I'm not talking about just any old ring. I want these guys to honor you, adore you, and worship you, and protect you, and provide for you. And when I first came out with it, people were laughing. So what advice I have for you is it's not about, it's not about external. This is my biggest gripe with a lot of the different relationship experts for black women. Number one, no one thinks about the black woman, meaning that when I started my page, it wasn't going to be about relationships. I was interested in feminine sacred healing for black women because I saw first of all, how are you going to date in a society and a mentality that tells you you aren't the upgrade? And when you go to any relationship expert for black women, what's the first thing they do? They tell you what's wrong with you. They tell you you gotta do this and that. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. And it's very disparaging. No one tells you right off the jump that you're beautiful, which you are. No one tells you right off the jump that you are worthy of having the love of your life. No one tells you right off the jump you should be married, you should be a domestic goddess. Right off the bat, as soon as you expose yourself, even to other sisters, they tell you what's wrong with you. Either you're fat, you're not classy enough, you're ghetto, you're fat, I don't know, you gotta learn all these things. Okay, your standards are too high. And this comes from other black women. And it comes from society. When I travel, I see white girls that are size 20, size 19, and they ain't got no problem pulling a husband who take care of them. So I knew from a fact the first target I got to do is advertise healing and contact feminine healers and do manifestation, because you can only get what you believe. And it's so crazy. I'm not going to tell a black woman to go and learn every single hymn of a song. I'm not going to tell you to go to a ski lodge and network. I'm going to say, how are you feeling? Do you love yourself? Do you adore yourself? Because you can only get what you believe you are. You can only attract what you have inside. And that is the truth. So when I started the program, it was more about you, but I still keep that momentum about self-love. It's hard having standards if you're insecure. It's hard having standards. And it's hard when you have black women who don't even understand other black women. We see the challenges we go through, but when we make a little bit of a progress, we look back and we forget about how tough it was when we were in that challenging position. And we don't have compassion. And we talk to each other rough. We talk to each other crappy. So you want to have exactly me, my curls, and I. If your confidence is high, the next thing you want to do is formulate a plan. You want to say what you're looking for yourself, for your future, and your prospective partner. And that's your Sloman shield. Because I'm going to tell you, men could be men. Even if you open up your option to level up, you got to be careful because there's a lot of men out there who will do bad things. Okay? So you want to make sure you have your character list and you live by it. If you join the Laws of Enchantress program, one of my favorite relationship experts that I talk to, she gave me advice and I share that advice. And I say, you know what? That's a good thing. There's a core list that I can't share with you here that every woman should be looking at. But a lot of it is not so common sense because we've been conditioned not to expect. Remember, you're dating to be pursued and courted. A guy who likes you won't stop at anything to date you. But for you to get into that mindset, you have to believe. Okay? So you have to be pursued. When I met my boyfriend, I'll tell you the truth. My boyfriend, it was long distance. I met him on a Facebook page, on a dating page, and I was not interested at all. I'll be honest with you. If he sees this, he'll know. Hi, Jason. If he sees this, he'll know. And one of the reasons I wasn't interested is because he was too far. He was all the way in England, and I don't do long distance. And I was never really crazy about talking to a British person. Like, I didn't want to date somebody who sounded like Game of Thrones. It wasn't for me. But Jason has taught me that when a man wants you, he will come after you. And Jason came after me. Jason came all the way to New York just for a date. And he's very good looking, he's attractive, successful. He didn't have to, but he saw something special in me that I can't explain. And he saw, he thought I was beautiful. He was like, I love your accent. I'm like, well, I ain't got no accent. He's like, that's funny because he has a strong, posh British accent. He came 3,000 miles just to ask me on a date because I was such a bitch. Because I was like, nah, I don't want to get involved with no law. That's not for me. And he's a little bit younger than me. Definitely that wasn't for me. I normally date guys much, much older than me. So he tricked me and was like, oh, I'm coming to New York and I want someone to take me around New York or I'm looking for a tourist. So I was like, nah, I only came when he lied to me. And men should pay the bills. That's fine. I don't care about that. Men should pay the bills. Men should pay. Go ahead. You want to make sure I can cook and clean and be a good wife and be a good mother and raise your children, but you don't want to provide. Yeah, he's white. He's white as they come. He's white as they come. Totally more white than I've expected. So this is the funny part. So I did when I met him, I wasn't even dressed appropriately. Like I didn't expect to take him on a date. I thought I was going to show him around New York City. Nope. This guy was taking me to the nicest restaurants. He was trying to woo me. And I was like, oh, when I saw him in person, I'm like, oh, he's 6'3". Oh, wait a minute. I was like, oh, he's kind of muscular. I was like, oh, he was very attractive. And I was looking like a bum because I wasn't expecting to like go out with him. I thought he just wanted to see around. And I'm like, okay, I'm in Midtown. I could take you to the Empire State Building. But it wasn't. And so, he was there for a couple of days, took me out, bought me flowers, this and that. It was very romantic. And he had to go back. And I was like, okay, bye. And this guy was calling me every single day, only by FaceTime, three times a day, 4 times a day. And there's a 5-hour time difference. I was shocked because I had boyfriends that were living in New York that wouldn't even call me. I couldn't get a phone call. I would text somebody in 2 hours for a text back. So I was like, what the hell's going on? He was sending me flowers, sending me gifts. I was like, what the hell? And finally he was like, I want to come start seeing you. I said, what you mean you want to start seeing me? You're 3,000 miles away. He said, no, I can come every other weekend, spend a couple of days. Because in Europe, they get much more vacation time than America. They get mad vacation time. It's not like America where you get 2 weeks. They get like 7, 8, 9 weeks. Like it's different in UK. So I said, if he got that money to come here over and over, damn. But it made me feel good. And it made me feel bad. Because I said I had boyfriends that were living in Brooklyn. And I was living in Queens. And they wouldn't come for me. They wouldn't come for me. I had boyfriends that I was lucky. If I spoke to them on the phone, once or twice a week, not counting text messaging. This guy, Jason, never text messaged me. He said, I want to see you. I want to, oh yeah, I'm moving. I'm moving. We're moving. We're planning on getting married. It's only been 9 months. He's totally smitten. He's already looking at the paperwork for me to go over there. He has a house. So we're looking at wedding spaces. I picked out my ring. And I was like, wait a minute, whoa. And I was so shocked because he makes it very clear that he wants to marry me. His father saw me. It's not a joke. So when I see how a guy, and he had every excuse to put everything off. Like the other day, I was having not a good day at my job, and I wasn't feeling that great. And I was on the phone with him talking on FaceTime. By the time my FaceTime was over, he sent these flowers to me. Like, that's a guy that looks for every opportunity to impress me, to woo me, to wow me. Every black woman deserves that. Any black woman deserves that. So you have to remember, thank you so much. Don't worry, you guys. You're gonna see the wedding. I'm gonna put it on Facebook. I'm gonna put it on YouTube. You guys can see. And I'm requesting any black people to come so I can have a decent reception with some rhythm. I'm worried about the rhythm of my reception. Thank you. I'm worried about like the dancing, so that's the only part. I'll take all the flavor for the dancing part because my family is very small. But I'm trying to tell you, thank you so much. Thank you. But I only did that because I believed in the laws of Enchantress. I believed in feminine healing. I believed in it. And I finally, oh yeah, I need to, I'm very concerned about the dancing. He's like, reggae? I'm like, oh no. The way you just said it, I don't have confidence. It's reggae. Not reggae? Like, no. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. No first dance. No first dance. But the point is, everyone is entitled to be loved, to be adored, to be honored. But it takes confidence and feminine healing. Oh yeah, we're gonna go. We're probably gonna go for our honeymoon because he wants to go. He hasn't been. He's been all over Europe, but he hasn't been to the Caribbean yet. So we're definitely gonna go, probably for the honeymoon. If his family wasn't so much bigger than mine, he actually wanted to get married in Jamaica. But it'll be, my family's tiny. His family's huge. I gotta be fair. I would like to get married in Jamaica, but his family is much bigger than mine. So it doesn't make any sense for me to tell 200 people to come meet 50 people. It doesn't make any sense. I gotta be fair. So yeah, but that's all I'm telling you as a black woman is that you have the right to be loved and honored. And like I said, all I care about is black woman happiness. Of course, yeah. Yeah, a couple of times already. So yeah. I mean, I wanted to keep things quiet until I was absolutely sure, but after this 9th month, he couldn't take it anymore, and he changed his Facebook picture to my face and him together. So I was like, okay, shit, all right, I gotta tell people now. Like, he was trying to like make sure that he got his territory, and he wanted to meet my mom, he wanted to meet my dad. That's it. It's not that complicated. That's why you guys see me up here so quiet, because I've been trying to do 10 things at once. But my most important passion is the Laws of Enchantress program. It's about feminine healing. Thank you so much. It's about, and there's other, you think I'm the only one? Jane, if you come to my group, you're gonna flip out. There's tons of black women taking the course, getting wooed, getting engaged, getting stuff. You take the course. You guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh. So you wanna make sure that you are the upgrade. You wanna make sure that you have your character list and date from character and quality of the person. And really make sure go on as a matter of fact, I gotta do something, I gotta go to the gym too, but go on the page, look at my other video, look in the status of black women video, and look on the page, and I really wanna get black women happily married, prosperity married. So enough of this fucking ashy crap, enough of this crap. You guys are goddesses. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about all this craziness. Love yourself, honor yourself, adore yourself, care for yourself. Start being positive. Start engaging in other people. Cut the dead weight. You know, hang around people who support your passions and your dreams. Hang around people, stop. You can have it. I mean, if I can, anyone can. Because my dating life was a hot mess. My dating life was a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? No ashiness allowed. That's right, no ashiness. I got the ashy spray. This is my anti-ashy. This is my anti-ashy spray, you know? But you as black women, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. And it's not, I'm saying, come to the group. Come to the main page. If you come to the main page, you'll see. Also, I have a coaching page where I do one-on-one coaching. It's called Enchantress Coaching. If you message me, you can go on there and you can see all the reviews of people because I want to change your life. I want to make sure you know that you are loved, you are adored. Raise your vibration, raise your frequency, because I really believe if you feel your best, you're going to attract your best. And you can't feel your best by shitting on yourself, hating yourself, pointing out everything that's wrong. You are amazing. And you truly have to know that, because I didn't know that. And other people are not going to know that if you don't know that. So, yeah, definitely, definitely see the main. That's why I did the program like that. A lot of people have their program, and you don't know about the program until you buy the program. I have 2 pages. Oh, thank you so much. I have the Laws of Enchantress Facebook page. I have the Laws of Enchantress YouTube channel, which I definitely recommend you should subscribe to. But on the Facebook page, it's closed, but anybody can come on it. And from the Facebook page, I talk about the program step by step. You can see what the sequences look like. You can see intricacies, and you can see what it's about. There's no guesswork. You know exactly what's going to happen. And through that, you sign up and you get access to files, access to books, access to the Laws of Enchantress secret group page, access to courses, and it's ongoing. It's a one-time investment, and it's ongoing. Means that it's a lifetime investment. I'll always be doing this even after I get married, even after I move to England. You want to make sure that black women are getting the support they need. And I have a graduation page called Traditional Ladies Lux. So you can learn about being a domestic goddess. You can learn about managing a home. We share recipes. It's a very feminine energy black page. And I have so many people who are like, wow, I've never seen anything like this for black women to truly be worshiped, adored, and empowered as a feminine sacred. To see, black women at home being happy, filling the house with love, being protected, feeling respected for their role. It's a beautiful thing. So I really like it. So, he's very traditional. He's very, he's traditional. And you know what's funny? Take a look at Ciara. Take a look at what Ciara did. Everybody keeps celebrating level up. But nobody wants to really look at, even black women who are soon, even black women who are so in love with the Ciara movement. They don't want to do what she did. Look what she did. She got a Christian guy. She got a guy that was pro-married, pro-family, pro-love. She didn't change Russell. Russell was already like that. She just walked into his life. That's the way you got to do. You're not supposed to be fighting, convincing, or have to speak 38 verses to get these guys to come into your life. That's not what it's about. It's about you being pursued. So definitely come to Lotus. Right now, you can come to the page. And if you guys want to see reviews, go on Facebook and look up Enchantress Coaching. If you can't find it, just message me, look it up. You're going to see lives are being changed. And that's my passion, because I just don't want you guys just to date and open up your options. I want you guys to get married, be loved, be adored. Have a guy come to you with a ring, get on his knee, take care of you, you take care of him, raise your family. And if life is too short, you can be happy. It's not impossible. So I hope I see you guys there. Spread this video. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like to both my channels, Laws of Enchantress and this one. Thank you guys so much.